Hello everyone, and welcome to a Replica Airguns. I guess you'd call this an accessory video. My name is Michael K, and today we're looking at the Umarex T.A.C converter, or the TAC converter. So I'm assuming it stands for tactical converter. And essentially what this is this is an add-on item, so it doesn't come with this gun. I just have the Umarex SA177 in here for demonstration purposes. You got to have something in there to show you it. But it's basically an accessory that goes on top of the gun, or covers the gun. The gun goes inside, and there's different attachments, supports different styles of guns, and I'll show you which guns they are in a second here. But it converts it into sort of a PDW, personal defense style weapon, or more of a tactical gun where you can add on all these different accessories. You could put red dots on it, all kinds of things, and you also have this fold-out stock. So very, very cool. Of course, it also puts a little bit of a flash hider on here as well. Alright, so let's take a look at this sort of case that it comes in, or the bubble case that it comes in, the clamshell. And you'll see here, there's the gun. Now, I'm going to flip it over because I want to show you, this is more the side I want to show you. These are the guns that it supports. So the HK-USP, the SWMP40, the Umarex XBG, also the airsoft version, which is the CZ Enforcer, and the P99 double action only, and that's another airsoft pistol. And I will be actually converting this over and putting my P99 in there just to show you kind of how to get it in there. Now on the box, it doesn't show the SA177, but when I flipped open the manual, and I'll show you that here, you'll notice that, once I get to it, there you go. That's what I want to show you. The E package, or the E accessory, so it basically comes with these different little bundles, these guys, and this is what you need to put in the gun or change over in the actual adapter. So these are adapters to allow the different guns to fit in. So if you're going to ask me, does this gun fit, does this gun fit, does this gun fit? No, only the ones that I've shown you on the outside shell and the Umarex SA177. Now I have a feeling Umarex didn't put the SA177 on the outer case there, or on the outer packaging, because it's a gun that's no longer in production. But as you can see here, I have an SA177 in it. Now this little guy, I want to talk about this real quick. This is sort of the charging bolt, and this is for the blowback actions. Now both of these guns that I'm showing you today have blowback, so you can put this little guy in here, and so you can get to the slide, because you wouldn't be able to touch the slide or reach the slide without it. You don't need that on this TAC adapter or TAC converter if the gun is not blowback. Okay, so that doesn't need to be there. So I've had people ask me, does the slide still work? Yes, it does. There's lots of room for the slide to move around. Right, so just quickly want to show you kind of what's included. You do get this forward grip, foregrip, and it's pretty nice actually. It's one you could use on other products. It's nice. It's got this sort of finger rest in the front, and if you put it in the forward position, let me move it forward, you can flip it back rather nicely. Okay, so might be a useful forward grip for other guns too. If you don't want it on here, you could take it off and put other things on there. So like for instance, we can put all these different things on here, right? So let me just, it's hard to do this on camera. There we go. So we got that guy on there. We could put little things like flashlights. This is a laser flashlight. Don't mind the voices. My kids are in the pool area, and it's summertime, and that's just the challenge I get here. So here's a nice little, this is basically an actual optical sight, not a red dot, but you can put whatever red dots, anything you want on here. Very, very cool. And of course, we have this fold-out stock that's very secure and gives you that shoulder rest position. Now on the top, you'll notice that we have white dot on this top rail, front and back. So you don't need to put a sight on here, but these are non-adjustable. I haven't shot it yet, so it's going to be, I don't know if these sights will be, in line, if they're going to be in a good position. Probably would assume that they're close. There we go. Let's fold this up again. It is hard to fold up. You really do have to push it up before you fold it up. Alright, so at this point I'm going to switch it over now from the SA177 to my double action, or P99 DAO. Okay, so I've got everything that I need to do this switch over from the SA177 to the P99 DAO. And so what do I have here? Well, I have these two front parts. It's a little bit unbalanced there, but this basically goes on one half, and this goes on the other half. The rails get switched over, they fit on top. I've got my tool that is for the screws. I have this part, which is the part that fits basically on the back portion of the slide. What it does is it goes over the rear sight and then locks the slide in so that you can put this part in for the blowback, for charging it or for putting it into. You don't really need to, because these guns, they don't need to be pre-cocked, because they're kind of the action is in the trigger. They're double action only guns. And then this is the part that locks the back half in. So let's take this apart. We're going to start first by, and you will need the stock to be, the forward stock to be forward, because this has to move back and forth. This little pin needs to move back and forth, so keep that in mind. So we're going to pop this guy out, and then we'll need to, what I do is I use this to get this little pin out here, okay, and then you can pop this guy forward as well. So let's take him out. We will need to remove this as well. Okay. Now, this should rotate forward here. A little bit hard to get at. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that out. I'm going to move the gun back. Okay, so this gun is out. I'm going to take all the parts that I don't need. So this is for the SA-177. Got a lot of parts going on here. And now I'm confused as to which one is for what. So, alright, I think, there, see, it even says on the bottom, so you'll know, P99 right there, and this one says SA-177, so that's good for you to know. So I'm going to put the SA-177 parts with the SA-177, so you can see here, it says SA-177, so that's great that Umarex did that. And we will now take off these pieces here. I might fast forward, because this is going to take a little while. Alright, so we've got her all apart, and now we're going to put her all back together with all the parts that we need on here. And this is actually the other side. So that goes there, and this one goes here. So the best thing I found is to do the bottom first before you put those little rails in. Get this sort of, now I would suggest you don't tighten it up super snug until you get all the parts in here. Just as with any assembly of anything. So you see it's a little bit arduous. Okay, we're going to tighten this one up because it's the last one. Tighten these guys all up. Okay. This guy's from the SA-177, put him back. We're going to get that guy out of the way. Okay, so now we can feed him in. So he's in there. You just basically, I just feed him in the track. And then, again, keep this folded back while we do this. And now what I found is you can just kind of pop this in and move that forward. Actually, you know what? I forgot one thing here we're going to have to do. We're going to have to put this guy on first because of the blowback. So don't forget that. So put him on first, right on the back like that. And then load it in, okay? And then you can, well, you can leave that for now. Pop this guy in. forward. And I'm going to do the back one first. And then the next one. Sometimes these things are fun. Just gotta get this guy in here. There it is. Put that in there. Okay, so we're almost there. Just gotta put this little bolt. This is for the blowback. And there it is. We're good. Now I do have some gas in here. See, it all works. Pretty cool. Not a lot of gas left, but I thought I'd show that to you. And it's all done. I'm gonna just put this back. So we have our, basically our P99 DAO in here in exchange, and it's nice and solid. Once you got everything locked in, everything's nice and solid. So then we could put on all of our accessories, right? Put those guys on there. You name it, you can get it on here, right? If you want, put your red dot or whatever you have, put it on there. Don't need it though, of course, because you do have your nice white dot sights here, which are kind of cool. All right, so hopefully that gives you an idea of how to, well, how to use this TAC converter and how to put some guns in there, and how to, I find, you know, you can actually put these in after. You could put this back one in first and kind of rotate it forward. But I just sort of put it in and then put both of these pins in. It seems to work for me just fine. Alright, thanks again for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Come on down to the Replica Airguns website where we have a bunch of reviews and articles and pictures of these products, usually in high definition, for you to check out. We also have our Replica Airguns store where we sell air guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, and accessories like this TAC converter by Umarex. I don't quite have it yet in our US or Canada store, but since we sell Umarex, I expect to have it shortly for you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.